What is good, everyone? My name is OJ and welcome to the Village of PlayerEssence, where all of you PE ninjas can come to get your latest Nintendo Switch and gaming news. So let's go ahead and get right into this one. So Konami has released some brand new screenshots and some information on Super Bomberman R on the official Facebook page, and this information is pretty interesting because it goes over a lot of the different casts when it comes to the heroes and the villains, what they like, what they dislike, their fears, and their catchphrases. So it's actually really cool and fun information, and it kind of reminds me why I just love Bomberman and the old school feel this game gives. And in addition to that, we've got some brand new screenshots because these look awesome, and we did just get news that this is being made with Unity, and Unity is a very good engine. So if we check out some of these screenshots, we're going to go through them. This is classic. This is classic Bomberman from the Super Nintendo, but with the new twist of the 8 players in there. I absolutely love this. They even have the new mechanic, of course, where you can go on the side once you get bombed out, but if you hit someone with a bomb, you can get back in there. This is classic Bomberman. This is even more frantic with the 8 players, which they've done before, but it's going to be on the Nintendo Switch, a portable home and console, like 2-in-1 hybrid. Go out there and play with other people as well. Plus, there's online play in this one, but this classic stage, this is awesome. Absolutely love this. When we move on to the next screenshot, things are getting a little bit hotter here. People are running around, and it kind of just shows the franticness and the personality. If you look at the corners with the Bomberman White and the Bomberman Blue, you can see a little bit of their personality with their poses and stuff. So it's absolutely awesome. And even when they get hit with bombs and when they're just standing, so many little details in there if you're a big Bomberman fan like myself. Moving on to this next screenshot, we can really see some nice reflective textures here, and I think this is also some of the campaign mode that you can play co-op. I'm not sure if that's online co-op. Someone in the comment section, it might be online co-op with the campaign, but I do know that it's local, and then of course they have online multiplayer. And if you look at this other one here, you can even see in the single player campaign, you can see your power-ups right over there as far as your firepower, your bombs, how much you can lay down, and your speed, which is also really good to have that down there. And the co-op campaign is actually looking good. I love the environments. This grassy environment looks good as well. And we're moving on here to the 5th screenshot, and it even looks better here. This is some of the boss battles. The reflective textures look good. The boss looks good. I really love the look of this game. It has a little bit of an old school style to it. Of course, newer, shinier graphics. So this is looking awesome as well. Moving on to the next screenshot, I do love this. This is like the big boss showdown. We're like, okay, here we go. We're fighting off a big boss here and see what we can do. So absolutely loving this. Like the fact that they actually put in a whole campaign in there. I know I'm going to go through this with my brother, and it's going to be a ton of fun. And in this last screenshot here, we see another boss that looks like he's packing quite a bit of firepower, like a freaking cannonball on one of his hands with some hexagons on there, in addition to like a bazooka. So this dude's packing a lot of firepower here too. So I can't wait to play this game. It is looking phenomenal with all the different characters and villains that are in the game and online play. Bomberman is one of those games. I talk about it a lot on here because I really do think if this game does well, I talked about it before, we could get a revival of Castlevania with Nintendo and with Konami. So let's go out there and get this game if you can. And if you're looking for a great multiplayer game day one on the launch of the Nintendo Switch, Super Bomberman R is definitely your game to get. Alright, we're moving on to some GameStop and Best Buy displays. So we're starting to see the non-playable demo kiosks show up at GameStop and Best Buy, and things are looking pretty good with all the different play styles that the Nintendo Switch offers. I think it might have been hard to have a secure post there to where someone doesn't take off with one of those Joy-Cons. There would be a ton of wires from undocking them, docked it up, unsliding them, all the different modes, tabletop and stuff. But hey, it is what it is. Hopefully we get some playable ones in some form or fashion going forward in the future, but I do think it's good to just to get the name out there so people can see it. It's a very attractive display, has their classic red Nintendo logo, and once again, Nintendo is first and foremost. One of the things that I absolutely hated about the Wii U promotion or marketing is that a lot of it was just Wii U. Wii U did not say Nintendo in there, and I think Nintendo's always associated with that classic red or the classic gray. So the fact that they're using red in there is definitely good for me. I like that. I love this kiosk. It looks fantastic. The Best Buy one over here looks great as well, and it just shows off all the different things that you can do in addition to some of the games that are coming out. This one here, you have Summer 2017, so Splatoon 2, and there's a lot of great games to go over, man. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is going to be, of course, the marquee title, but then you also have games on launch coming out like I Am Setsuna. You also have Super Bomberman R that we talked about beforehand. You've got some other games coming out in March like Fast Racing RMX. We also have Snake Pass in March as well, so we're going to have a nice March, and then in April things get a little bit more crazy with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So good stuff for those first 2 months. Then probably right after that, we've got ARMS and we've got Rhyme. So in my opinion, great first party titles leading each month, enough for me to play as far as on my schedule, so I'm really looking forward to this system, Nintendo Switch. Obviously, I've been talking about it forever at this point, and I'm just ready to get the freaking thing in my hands, especially after that OS and UI leak. Man, it's so fast and sleek. Alright, we're going to move on to the top 10 software sales for January 2017 industry-wide. So we have Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, that was the #1 spot, followed by Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, Grand Theft Auto 5, Battlefield 1, NBA 2K17, Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, Madden NFL 17, Watch Dogs 2, Overwatch, and FIFA 17. And according to NPD analyst Sam Nagy, this is what he had to say on this month's numbers. Video game software spending increased 14% to $313 million. This was due in large part to the stronger comparison this January with the release of Capcom's Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Total hardware spending in January reached $127 million. That's a 19% decline versus January 2016. And also the NES Classic Mini did chart third on the hardware, so PS4 was #1, and then Xbox One was #2, and NES Classic Mini was #3, beating out the 3DS, Wii U, PS Vita, and all the other last gen systems on there as well. So very interesting. People are really excited about Nintendo, and of course this classic style of gameplay, and with the Nintendo Switch coming up, hopefully there's a trickle over effect with more of the audience out there, because we know a lot of the core dudes are going to run out there and buy it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how the Nintendo Switch does, of course, in the NPD coming up, because it will be in the March NPD. It's at the beginning of the month, so I'll have a full month to really sell. So hopefully there's some great numbers, and the games also sell well too. Alright, and moving on to the last article here, 24 developers give their thoughts on the Nintendo Switch in a brand new Famitsu survey. So here's the first question that they answered. How do you feel about the price? 67% said just right, 25% said it's cheap, 4% said it's expensive, and 4% said no response. So pretty good there. Everyone seemed to love the price of the Nintendo Switch. What are your thoughts on the paid online service? 41% said no problem with paid online, 38% said free would have been better, 17% said can't say either way, and 4% gave no response. When it comes to that, it seems a little bit more split, but overall people are like, yeah, no problem at all, or hey, doesn't matter either way. And for the last question here, what does the Nintendo Switch need more of? This is the most interesting one in my opinion, and it said 34% a full lineup, 34% said a system seller, 8% said promotion, 20% said other, 4% said no response. So the good news about this one here is that only 8% said promotion, so Nintendo is definitely promoting this a lot better with their advertising and what type of games they're putting out there for people to know about. However, 34% said that it needs a system seller, which I find interesting because it has The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, I know that The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild isn't as popular in Japan as it is in other countries, but they do have Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2 on the system with all the DLC. It's a portable version of the game in addition to new content added in. That could be a system seller as well, because Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2 on the PS4 were definitely system sellers, but especially Dragon Quest Heroes 1, that helped move a lot of PS4 units out there. And I think there's a lot of people out there that would really like to have a full console version of Dragon Quest Heroes, because I know there's a PS Vita version, but to have that one to where you could hook up and play on your TV, then take it on the go, one game in the same one, and not have different versions with the PS Vita and the PS4, in addition to that having all the new content in there, I think it's going to be somewhat of a system seller as well for the Japanese market, and I'm really looking forward to that game myself as well. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Let me know what you guys think about all of these articles here in the comment section below, and also make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you ninjas for the next video. Peace!